I bought this affordable PVS-14 with my own money on launch day. The company has a measly 3.6 stars on Trustpilot. Reddit thinks they're a scam, but I bought it anyway. After 1 week with it, I emailed them and asked if I could rent these to do a full comparison, because I think most of the people warning me off this brand never actually use the product. Let me show you what changed my mind. I'm not special forces and not an industry plant. I'm the guy who saw the Instagram ad, bought it, and before I clicked, I read every Trustpilot review and every Reddit thread I could find. Most of them were warnings. I bought anyway because the math worked. We'll get there. And Night Operators? They dropped their analog Gen 2 Plus PVS-14 for $1749 and their PVS-31 Pros at only $3,800. I bought the Standard on launch day. Then I emailed and asked if they'd let me borrow the 14 Pro and the PVS-31 to do a proper comparison. They said yes, but with one condition. I have to send both back when this video ships. They're renting. The Standard I'm holding is mine. The other two are loaners. Keep that in mind for the next 9 minutes. Let me back up. Before I bought, I did exactly what you'd do. I checked Trustpilot, 3.6 stars, a thread calling them a scam on Reddit, some genuinely angry customers. I almost closed the tab. Then I noticed something. Every one of those bad reviews was from last year, not the new analog line, potentially a different factory. So I emailed them and asked, what's the story? I expected silence or corporate non-answer. Instead, I got this. Their answer? Our previous factory had overpromised production volume and underdelivered on QC. Units shipped late, some shipped with defects that should have been caught. They did not dress it up. Since then, they've discontinued that factory entirely, built the new analog PVS line from scratch with a new manufacturer, moved inventory to a warehouse in Massachusetts so customs risk goes away, then they launched their analog line. That answer either took balls to send or was a really good lie, so I tested it. My Standard arrived in 2 weeks from Massachusetts, QC sheet matches the tube serial, unit is clean, and when I asked to borrow the PVS-14 Pro and the PVS-31, they hit my porch in 4 days, from Massachusetts. Same supply chain, same QC standard. If the only reason you weren't buying these was a 3.6 Trustpilot, those reviews are from a different product on a different supply chain, not the analog line that just launched. Fair to keep an eye on the new launch reviews as they come in. Not fair to let the old reviews kill the decision when the company already shut that chapter down. 3 units across 2 price tiers. Let me show you what each one actually is. The big thing, G24 helmet mount and J-arm included in the box. Most builders charge over $400 for those separately. So the actual comparison isn't $1749 versus another $1749 build. It's $1749 with mount versus $2200 without. $30 more gets you the Pro housing. 3 things change. 50-degree field of view instead of 40. That 10 degrees is the difference between feeling like you're looking through a tunnel and feeling like you're just looking at the world. Auto off when you stow the goggle up, saves your gain hours, saves your battery. And the housings seems to be much more compact and lighter than my Standard model. Honestly, if I'd waited a week to do my research instead of clicking buy on launch day, I'd have spent the extra $30 for the Pro. Don't make my mistake. Next, we have the star of the show, the Night Operators PVS-31 Pro Dual Tube Analog Goggle. It has isolated tube articulation auto off, so if you flip one pod up out of the way, that tube shuts off independently. 50-degree field of view on each side. It even comes with a AA helmet battery pack and a sturdy G24 mount at no extra cost. Now, for those of you who are new to night vision, FOM, or figure of merit, is basically like the resolution of the optic. Think pixels of a screen, but instead, it's clarity of glass. And SNR is the signal to noise ratio, essentially the amount of static grain noise you see in low light conditions. Simply put, a higher number in both FOM and SNR is what you want. Now, that Instagram comment must be 20 SNR at best. He was half right. My PVS-14 is 20.33 SNR, the Pro Loaner is 20.04. And if you only ever look at the PVS-14 tier, the commenter's assessment is fair, but it fails to address that there are higher specs up to 2100 foam and over 30 SNR, as well as how the 31s have a 24 SNR and 15 to 1600 FOM baseline. That's a meaningfully different tube grade, different bin, different price tier on the QC line. People conflated the two and assumed the worst. The paper says otherwise. I want to address the big elephant in the room. These are not Gen 3 tubes, they're Gen 2 Plus tubes from CETC, which, for the record, is a different manufacturer than NNVT. That distinction matters. There are real differences in tube reputation between Chinese manufacturers. CETC has been more consistent in my experience. NNVT is the older photonist-derived budget side. CETC is the newer line built to chase Gen 3 performance in low ambient. NNVT tubes are gain blasted to look bright on day 1, which is also why they tend to burn out fast. CETC is more conservative. The superior difference in tech allows CETC tubes to run at lower gain while being just as clear, if not more clear, which makes it have a much longer lifespan than NNVT tubes. Think about it like overtuning an engine. With NNVT relying on tuned-up gain to keep up, you'll get stuff like this happening, blacking out your vision in the worst case where the milliseconds count. Here's the same scene through a $3,200 Gen 3 PVS-14 left side and the Night Operators PVS-14 at $1,700 right side. Is Gen 3 better? Yes, of course it is. Is the difference 2 times the price better? That's the question. And I'm gonna argue no. For 80% of what civilians actually do at night, driving with lights off, range training, property security, hiking, scanning, Gen 3 pulls ahead in the last 5%. Total ambient blackout, identifying threats at distance under cloud cover. If that's your actual job, buy Gen 3. If you're a civilian who wants real night vision, this is enough. One more thing the YouTube commenters love, chromatic aberration. The, oh, those Chinese tubes are like looking through a rainbow thing. 2 things to know. 1, chromatic aberration is a lens glass problem, not a tube problem. 2, these specifically don't have much of it because Night Operators uses better lens glass than the typical Alibaba route. Look at the edge of this image. It's clean. Smearing you see on the cheap units, not there. Just pay more for Gen 3. Sure, if you have the money, but math. A Gen 3 PVS-14 with comparable FOM specs from any major US builder is $2,300 minimum. And mostly all of those builds don't come with a mount or J-arm. By the time you buy those, you're at $2,600 plus. Night Operators is $1,749 with both included. That's at least $600 to $700 left over. That's a new optic, that's more money for training ammo, that's actually using your night vision. Last hard question, durability and warranty. Being honest, I've had mine for only a few days. That's not enough time to make long-term durability claims. I'd be lying if I told you otherwise. What I can tell you from a week of testing. Build quality feels solid out of the box. Mount snaps cleanly to my helmet without wobble. Eyepieces stay focused, no edge dimming, no spots in the image, no power cycling issues. The auto off on the Pro is doing its job. I can see it cut and see the tube dim. On warranty, 1 year served out of Massachusetts, not a shipping label that goes to China. There's a real person you email, a real ticket system, and they actually respond. I've tested it. Most cheap NV is functionally unwarranted because the support chain dies at the border. Night Operators is a Canadian company with US-based warranty fulfillment. If a tube fails on day 200, you have recourse. I'll do a follow-up video at 90 days and 6 months. If something fails, you'll hear about it from me before you hear about it from anyone else. That's the deal. Verdict. With the caveat that I've had 1 week and not 1 year, the PVS-14 Standard I bought is the cheapest real night vision a normal person can own right now. The PVS-14 Pro at $35 more is what I should have bought. And the PVS-31 Pro at $3,800 is the cheapest credible dual tube binocular on the market, period. Not the best, not Gen 3, the cheapest credible one. Now the disclosure, in plain English. This is an unpaid review. Nobody paid me $1 to make this video. The PVS-14 Standard you saw me hold at the start is mine. I bought it on launch day for $1,749 of my own money. The rest of the devices are borrowed. I asked Night Operators if I could borrow them to do this comparison. They said yes. All go back in a padded box to Massachusetts the day this video ships. I cannot keep them. I have zero financial reason to be nice to them and zero financial reason to be mean to them. The only relationship I have is they sent a thank you letter when the loaners arrived. One line in it is worth reading because it's relevant to whether you should trust what you just watched. You keep full editorial control. We don't get script approval, pre-publication review, or veto. Honest is what we want. If something sucks, say so. That's not the letter you get from a company trying to manipulate a review. That's a company that knows what their product is and is willing to take the punch if it lands. Make your own call. If this video saved you money, share it. I'd also love to hear about anyone else who got their hands on these. Until then, I'm gonna put some mileage on these bad boys. Catch you then.